everybody, welcome back to Sunflower Cottage Crochet. This is Sarah, and today's tutorial is the Tunisian Purl Stitch. This is part of our Tunisian Crochet series, and let's just go ahead and dive in on this. So the Purl Stitch, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a bit, looks a lot like the knitted Purl Stitch, and that is because you do put the yarn in front of your hook, much like they do in knitting, put the yarn in front of their needle. The back side looks pretty similar, but I would also describe it as a front loop only single crochet that you never turn on the row. So yeah, best thing I can say is I like the way the Purl Stitch looks, but I also really like that I did not block this. Normally in Tunisian your work curls up like this, but the Purl Stitch, because you put that yarn in front, it pulls it up this way rather than continuing to pull it from the back and thus making it curl. So now you need to know how to make it. So you're going to need your long Tunisian hook and some yarn. And the yarn I recommend is a 4-weight yarn because it's easy to find and easy to work with. This is I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby in a random purple color. And this is my Furls Tunisian hook in teak and ebony 6mm. I went up a full hook size from a 5 per the ball band to the 6, which is something that I explain in my introductory video. So to work the Tunisian Purl Stitch, there is no multiple, so you can chain up as many as you want. So go ahead and do that now while I explain one more thing. As I explained in my introductory and in the Tunisian Simple Stitch video, you're going to need to work a foundation row. And each row in Tunisian, whether it's foundation or beyond, is consisting of a forward pass and a return pass to complete the row. So it's 2 passes makes a row. So to get started, I like to turn my work over and grab the back humps. I'm going to insert my hook here and pull up a loop. And I'm going to go under the next one and pull up a loop. And I'm going to do that all the way down the chain. And if you have not worked Tunisian before, I highly recommend that you go watch the introductory video that goes into much more detail about this and slows it down. I have gathered up all of my loops, and you can see the bottom of my chain, and it's already looking kind of knitted. All right, so we need to do a chain up first. So we're going to yarn over and pull through just 1 loop, and that's going to create our left edge, which again is explained in my introductory video. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 at a time, all the way back until we get to the end where there's only 1 loop left on the hook. All right, I finished my return pass, and the foundation row is now complete. We have our left edge, and when we come back to that, we're going to work under these 2 loops here at the end. And we have our right edge, which we never work into. It just consistently gets made up of this loop at the end. So this loop will then come up like so, and then it will look just like this one. All right, so to move on with the first actual row of Tunisian Purl Stitch. To better show you how to do this stitch, I've zoomed in quite a bit, and I hope it's not going to be too much. Again, we do not work into this very edge one, we work into the next vertical bar. But hold on, we have to make sure that this yarn is in front of our hook. And so here's how I like to do that. I like to do a little game with myself. I scoop up, and then I'm going to hold that. Then I will insert under that first bar and let it go. Just let it go. And then I'm going to yarn over like normal and then pull up a loop. And I'll pull it just a touch, but not super tight. You don't want super tight. So again, I'm going to scoop up, and yeah, my hook is going to smack this table. And then I'm going to go under the next vertical bar, let it go, just like the song, yarn over like normal, and pull through. So you can see already that it creates a really neat look, and obviously it's making these horizontal waves. So again, scoop up the yarn in front of your hook and hold it with your finger. Go under the next vertical bar, let it go, yarn over like normal, and pull through. Voila! Look at you, making purl stitches and stuff. All right, now scoop up, hold it, go under the next vertical bar, let it go, yarn over like normal, and pull through. Now, if you're having a little trouble with the yarn over and pull through part, here's another trick. Scoop up, hold it like we have been, okay? Go into that bar, let it go, and then here's what I like to do. When I'm about ready to pull through, I don't know if you saw me doing it, but I put my thumb, my left thumb, because I'm right-handed, and I held this down, just in place, and then I pulled through. And then I let go. I just kind of, just a touch, tighten that up, because when I hold it down like that, it keeps the loop a little bit loose. So scoop up, insert under the next vertical bar, let it go, yarn over, pinch to hold if you need to, and pull through like normal. Scoop up, insert under the next bar, let it go, yarn over, and pull through. Scoop it up, hold it, go under the next bar, let it go, yarn over like normal, and pull through. And you can already see the purl stitching. Okay, and we're going to keep going. Scoop it up, hold it, go under the next vertical bar, let it go, yarn over, and pull through. Scoop it up, go under the next bar, let it go, yarn over like normal, and pull through. And you're just going to keep doing that process all the way down. So I am down to my last bit here, which is the edge piece that we never skip over, and you don't do what we've normally been doing. For the Tunisian Purl Stitch and most Tunisian stitches, you work your edge stitches like you've always done with the foundation row, well, with any row. So we're going to not scoop up, we're going to leave it, and then we're going to turn this edge piece so we can grab both loops. So you have to use both hands together, you know, work together now. Get your hook in there and then yarn over and pull through both of those loops. So now we've worked our right edge, which is just leaving the loop on and not working here, all of our purl stitches in our left edge. And that's our forward pass. Now we need to work our return pass. So we need to chain up one. So we're just going to yarn over and pull through one loop, and that makes our next edge, left edge stitch. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through two all the way down, two at a time, because we're finishing off those single crochets. That's really what they are. It's a series of single crochets. It's just where the yarn was placed and gathering up loops that makes it different, just that, only that. All right, so now I've completed my right edge stitch, and yes, these are going to be long and weird, but it's okay, it works out in the end. So now you can see that we have our starting foundation row, which looks more like a Tunisian simple stitch, and then we have our first purl row. And now we need to work a forward and return pass to do another row of purls. So let's go ahead and do that. Now remember, we don't chain up one and we're not working into that. So scoop up the yarn and hold it, go under this next vertical bar, let it go, yarn over like normal, and pull through. Scoop up, go into the next bar, let it go, yarn over, and pull through. Scoop up, hold it, go under this next bar, let it go, yarn over, and pull through. Scoop up, hold it, go under the next bar, let it go, yarn over, and pull through. One more time, scoop up, hold it, go under the next bar, let it go, yarn over, and pull through. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing that all the way down. Okay, so I have worked all my vertical single stranded bars here, and now I'm going to work the edge stitch as normal. So we do not need to scoop up the yarn, we just need to let it be where it normally goes, and insert into the edge stitch, making sure to grab both loops. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through like normal. And now we have our left edge complete. Well, complete and started all at the same time. Now we need to chain one, so we're going to yarn over and pull through the first loop, or that first available loop there. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through two at a time again all the way back. So this is a normal return pass. And now we have worked 2 rows of purl and 1 foundation row. So I'd like you to keep practicing this until you feel like you've kind of gotten the hang of it, and then we'll come back and work on the bind off. Alright guys, I want to point out a couple of tips that I did not point out in my introductory video. I may make a tips and tricks later on, but for now it's going to be in this video. So let's say you've been working this and you made a mistake, you forgot to put the yarn in front. It happens to the best of us. So let's say your mistake is right here. So you need to undo 5 stitches. Well, don't panic, just pull out until you reach that stitch, and then pull the yarn through, and there you go. Something else to note, if you mess up stitches all the way back at the beginning and you're nearly to the end, just again pull all the way out except for the very last, and just pull. And I kind of like to re-stretch the work a little bit. Okay, let's say you suddenly realize that you had too many bars here, you increase the stitch. You can fix that too without completely unraveling your work. Just as you pull through, as you pull the yarn through gently, you can start regathering those loops. And excuse me, wherever your extra loop is, let's say my extra loop is right here. If I wanted to, I could just pull, and there. Now I have my bars from the previous row here, and I still have all these stitches gathered. I don't have to rework an entire row, and I can simply rework like I was supposed to back to the end of the pass, whichever pass you are on, forward or return. Okay, so again, that edge stitch, we don't pull the yarn forward for that. We always just work it like it always gets worked. And then I'm going to work my return pass all the way back. And meet me back here because I'm going to show you the bind off next. To work a standard bind off, we're just going to do the slip stitch bind off, which is pretty much, like I said, the standard. I did go over it in my introductory video, but I want to go ahead and cover it here as well. You can go to your regular crochet hook if you don't want to continue using the long hook, because you won't need to gather up stitches anymore. But if you do that, then you need to make sure you do it with the same size hook that you use for the rest of the work. So for example, I used a 6mm Tunisian. I need to use a 6mm standard crochet hook. So I didn't bring mine with me. I'm just going to use my tappy hook. All right, so to work the bind off, because we can't leave our work wholly like this, we're just going to, like normal, insert into the next. We're not going to pull the yarn forward, and then we're just going to pull through both loops on the hook at the same time. So then we're going to go into the next bar, yarn over, and pull through both loops. And the next bar, maybe, yarn over and pull through both loops, and so on all the way down. And when you get to your left edge stitch, you're going to go through both loops like we always do for an left edge stitch. And this will bind you off, close up the gaps. You can then fasten off and weave in your ends. Okay, so I am now down at the end of my work, and as you can see, even though we didn't put the yarn forward, it looks just like the next row, because the slip stitching in Tunisian forces these loops forward, so it kind of covers up the Tunisian simple stitch that we basically just worked. So now, sorry for the noise, we're going to insert into both loops and then pull through and through, and that is going to finish you off. Then you could yarn over, snip your yarn, and be back. And that is the Tunisian Purl Stitch tutorial. I hope this was helpful. If you could please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel, I would really love that. And also, if you want to be notified anytime that we upload another video, hit that little bell icon, because that's exactly what it will do. Until next time, guys, catch you in the next one. Bye.